thinking for the grandma. The girl's name is Amber, which is my middle name. And she does all the same hairstyles. I have 2 buns and curls. I also wash my hair. And I let my hair breathe with having an afro.
That is awesome. What else do you like about the book? What do you remember?
Well, I remember where her mom does her hair a lot, and she never cares when the neighbors stare, and she goes to school with her glasses and her afro.
My daughter has a group, a team, friends, people that look like her. She doesn't have to always be the one Black person in that room when she goes to different places.
So I became involved with Beauty and Me because the cause itself is very near and dear to my heart. As a mom of 2 biracial little girls, they both have very beautiful curly hair, and I wasn't always knowledgeable on how to take care of it and how to help them learn to take care of it. So I could really know how maybe some parents are feeling when they have children who have different hair than them. And I know how vulnerable and how they may feel. And I think that I can be a familiar face and help assist with them with that. And I think it's important for little girls and their parents to have a safe place to learn about how to take care of their hair and how to be proud of their hair and how to love themselves in that way.
I decided to get involved with Beauty is Me because of the work that they are doing. I feel that Beauty is Me creates a safe haven for Black girls to embrace themselves, their inner beauty, their outer beauty. They take a big focus on working on their hair and growing up and what it's like to be a young Black girl in this society, not loving who they are because of what they look like, what they sound like. The misinterpretations of this world portrays very negative connotations about young Black people. And I think it's important to have a space where they can be vulnerable, meet people that are like them, meet people that look like them, that can relate to stories that they have growing up. And also it's a part of healing my inner childhood. I wish that there was an organization like this when I was growing up. Unfortunately, we didn't have it, so being a part of it now is just creating the path for those behind me to learn more about themselves and to feel safe doing it.
We recognize that sometimes they're placed in foster care with non-Black parents, and in that, we found that they need cultural and heritage help, especially with regards to self-love, affirmation, and hair care. So based on all of those nuances, I felt like it was a good program for me to align myself with, especially because I have a daughter, and I understand that many times non-Black persons do not understand the culture. And if I can start somewhere and help teach our culture to non-Black caregivers and parents and persons who are involved with Black kids, then I can help to further the betterment of Black children.
So I was a kin guardian for my grandchildren, 4 of them, through CAS. And I have one of my granddaughters is of color, and I had no idea how to do her hair. So CAS recommended you guys. So I went to Inclusive, and Salam took care of her, and she's moved to a different place, and she still takes care of her, and she shows her how to do stuff. She shows me how to do things, and we get a book when we're done, and everything's just positive. I love it.
I did not think the amount of females that were empowered by such a program was going to be this immense, to the point where some of my children come in and before they ask for what type of hairstyle that they're going to do, they ask for what type of book that they're going to get, because these children have never seen books with their image on it, and to even choose a book first and then get their hair styled that same way. It's just been nothing but phenomenal. I have plenty of memories or experiences with these children reading their books underneath the dryer. As we're braiding their hair, they're reading their books, and usually it's tablets and iPhones and toys that they would come with. So when I see them with books, it's a phenomenal thing to just see.
I have a lot of children coming in for the program, but the most rewarding part of Beauty is Me is really helping parents who don't have I wouldn't say any idea, who are struggling with their child's hair care, or even with the program that they have that helps with the children who are in foster care and their foster parent is also struggling. So that's one of my biggest takeaways, is helping the child, but mostly helping the parents, so that is long term and they could continue over and over with what we've taught and the products that we've produced for them to help with their hair care.
Being able to provide services in the salon for people and education as well, offer education for people who may not know what to do with their child's hair, or people who didn't even have the funds to do it. So it's been an amazing experience. A lot of the clients are very, very thankful for those services, and as well as myself as the owner, because I'm able to provide to more people, more services, more education, opportunities, and also, community partnerships, because a lot of the times you're in small silos when you are taking care of a child. Let's say you're a provider for Children's Aid and you're taking care of a child. You're in a small silo because you're not necessarily into the culture or understand about the child that you're getting. But through Beauty is Me, it's been able to help children who are biracial, who identify as biracial, some who identify as Black, just a wide variety. And it's been able to give education to the children and parents. But also, the biggest thing I like about it is it's increased self-esteem in our community for our Black children. Our Black children have suffered for so long with all the negative aspects that their hair has created, apparently, in our society. And so when you're a child of mixed race, or you're a Black child in that society, hair is such a big part of who you are. And so to be able to go to any of the 3 salons that Beauty is Me has chosen to partner with is just a great resource for those parents and for children.
I see Beauty is Me evolving from serving little Black girls and little girls of color to little girls and boys. I see Beauty is Me serving not just the female gender, but serving the male gender as well. And I believe that males need to understand we have value as well. Now, in our society, we don't often see ourselves, and when we think of handsome and beauty and what's attractive, we're not always what we see. And I can remember being a little boy, not always feeling like I was the standard, but it's different times now, and we are the standard. So I think little boys, my nephews, my sons need to understand from a young age that we have value and we have beauty within us.
I found out about the program through Angie at Intai Salon, and I grew up in an all-Black city, so it was different coming to Windsor, which is not as diverse as other places, and seeing other Black girls grow up here. They all had this one moment where they thought they weren't pretty because they didn't look like everybody else in Windsor. And so I kind of wanted to find a support system for my daughter to try to maybe not stop her from feeling that way, but to let her know that there are other people who look like you, and just because you don't look like everyone around you does not mean that you're not beautiful.
So WeCast as an organization engaged our community partners in the Black community years ago around the supports that we believed were needed for Black communities or children and youth that we were supporting. And at that table were Joan Simpson and Michael. And from those conversations, they recognized a need to provide more cultural supports and hair care based supports for Black children and youth. And out of those conversations, they recognized the need and a gap to be able to create an organization to meet those needs. So I think that speaks to their vision and their ability to respond to community needs. And out of that, I believe, came Beauty Is Me as an organization. So through the years since then, WECAS has continued to be a partner encouraging the growth and the mandate that Beauty Is Me has had since the beginning. So we've been an active partner that way since.
I see Beauty Is Me on the hearts and on the mouths of every social service provider in the Windsor-Essex County area. We want to make sure that we're impacting the Black community here, providing services for them, hair supports, continuing our literacy campaign. I'm not sure if it's been mentioned here. We have a huge book drive that we have been going forth with, and we want to make sure that there are Black books in every public space, that my children and those with children younger than mine can go to the daycare centers, the public schools, the doctor's office, the hospitals, and see Black books everywhere. That also is Beauty Is Me. And in 5 years, that will be a reality. In 5 years, I think we'll have our own space. We may have our own salon. We may have our own library. I think it's going to continue to grow and prosper thanks to the amazing community connections, community partners that we have who continue to pour into us resources, time, effort, suggestions, ideas. There's no stopping Beauty Is Me.
There's always going to be a need for a program that is helping youth and children, any allies of the Black community, to further the embetterment and providing affirmation for Black youth.
Beauty Is Me provide various services in the community to parents, caregivers, and guardians, as well as to children, both Black and biracial children. We provide for parents, we provide several workshops that talk about our Black hair history, as well as we also provide hands-on sessions, demonstrations with parents as well to, demonstrate how or show them how to take care of Black and biracial hair care, and also answer any questions that they may have at those sessions. We also provide to our children, Black and biracial children, hair care support, and we work with 3 Black-owned salons here in Windsor. And at these salons, our Black and biracial children can access those services, and we cover the cost for our children to get up to $60 off to get their hair care done at these salons. Another support that we have in the community is our book initiative. And this book initiative is at no cost for Black and biracial children to access Black children's storybooks that shows representations of themselves, also stories regarding their hair, their natural hair, and how to celebrate who they are as being unique and perfect, just the way they are.